The Challenge Series roars into New England for the Masters Park Northeastern Blast Round 9 of the season. This is the first of the triple weekends and introduction to the 2017 North American Auto Club GripAll Challenge Series, with 3 shorter races across 3 days across 3 very distinct tracks. This one starts here in Boston, heads into Waterbury, Connecticut, and finishes off together with the PCC Cup Series in Coventry, Rhode Island. Since all of these races are paying out full points, if you have an off race or just an entire off weekend, your championship standing could be shifted around very wildly. This is also the final race before we head northwards to the Canadian Tour. It is the perfect opportunity for championship lead Rebecca Pellerin to leave with a well-extended lead into her home turf. And following a series of disastrous short track races, Blake Chandler somehow still the top rookie in this championship. But the morale is definitely low in the Zactec garage. They do need good finishes to get back on form and possibly become a title contender long term. This race is scheduled to go on for 75 laps, a little bit over 80 miles. Taking the pole position is Ohio winner Kelly Ashcroft, and alongside her, Blake Chandler. Weather is looking very fine with a nice breeze rolling through and clear skies all around. Let's go trackside for the start. Leading the field to the green is Kelly Ashcroft, and she has a pretty solid start alongside her. Blake Chandler starting in third, a big surprise, Lexi Percy, and then her teammate Thomas Tucker. They shared the front row last week in Ohio. Boyd Abbott started already right there in the 7th position, so Ashcroft Family Racing is starting to get on a mission to try to win this championship, and they're trying to stack the deck as early as they can. As you see in the back of the field, Kelly Ashcroft has sorted it out, but by lap number 2, contact between Jamal Schmidt, Robert Burton, and Kristen Young causes the first caution of the race pretty early on. An unfortunate incident as Kelly Ashcroft is going to lead the field to the green. By lap number 6, Tony Hart was able to pass Thomas Tucker at the line to take the 2nd position. As you see, Lucia Harper and Ruby Carson, so the Shield team also having a very strong appearance early on. Look at Ruby Carson already making a move on the inside of Thomas Tucker to take the 3rd spot, and she is gonna get it done. In the back of the field, working her way forward, is Lucy Martin. She started in the back, and look at the moves she's making already, sticking it at 3 wide on Ashley Richardson and Lucia Harper, already ready to stick it in 3 wide on Hibiki Murata, and Thomas Tucker goes a little bit too wide, and the move is gonna stick. In the meantime, by lap number 9, Tony Hart running in 2nd place, chasing down Ruby Carson, and on lap number 10, Luke Pellerin, the engine, goes haywire in the number 88, and Luke Pellerin is done for the afternoon. He is gonna have to end it up early. By lap number 17, Kelly Ashcroft starts reaching the lap cars, starting with the 33 of Kristen Young. Boyd Abbott has worked his way to 3rd, battling with the 96. So we have 2 very young drivers, one of them contesting for the Rookie of the Year award, and there goes Boyd Abbott. And look who's coming up. Lucy Martin comes up to Tony Hart. She has climbed consistently, and she now finds herself in 2nd, and there goes the engine on the 99, 19 laps in. Kelly Ashcroft has blown up from the lead, and she has just lost a race that she had dominated since the beginning, since the word go, and a dejected Kelly Ashcroft climbed out of that car as she leaves the lead to her teammate Boyd Abbott. 2nd place, Lucy Barton. 3rd place, Tony Hart. So it's a Nelson Racing Ashcroft Family Racing conundrum. As you see, Lucy Barton chasing down the 91. She's gonna use the 12 of David Lamar as a pick to take the lead on lap number 22, and she laps the number 12 with severe ease. And Lucy Barton now has the solid lead on her, but Boyd Abbott's not gonna give up that early and that easily on the following lap. He makes it look real tight and just passes the 98 with no issues as they lap the 200 of Kip Lemon, Lucy Barton, and Abbott. Abbott touched the apron a little bit there, washed up, and there goes Barton to the inside of the 91, and this battle seems far from over. He goes wide again on turn number 3, and now I think this one is over. Tony Hart all over the 96, Boyd Abbott still wide, taps the wall, and there goes Tony Hart for second place, and now Boyd Abbott's gonna have to work again to catch him up. He does by lap number 27, so a few laps later, and they're side by side battling for second. And Boyd Abbott's gonna take the position. Now you go on board with Lucy Barton getting chased on by the 91 as she works around the 33, and now the 14 of Adam Patterson. And there goes the 91 to make the move, trying to take the lead. Look at it, is it gonna work? They're side by side at the stripe. Barton leads, but coming down to turn number 1, it is gonna be Boyd Abbott taking the lead quite handily. That car's a handful. He touched the apron again, washed up a little bit. Lucy Barton had to compensate, but by the following lap, she already makes her own move, and Lucy Barton back on the lead. Neither of them conceding an inch, and this is gonna start affecting their runs, because I think if the more they fight, the more the rest of the field will be inclined to catch them up, but they are just in a league of their own. And there goes again Boyd Abbott at the end of the lap to recover the lead at the stripe. Barton leads, but Abbott has the inside, the preferred line, and he is gonna do it, and he retakes the first position. It's Boyd Abbott at the point by the time we reach lap 34. And Blake Chandler currently running in 6th place, lapping the 33 of Kristen Young, with Rebecca Pellerin right behind him. He gets into the back of the 33. He gets into the back of the 33 and they make contact. Big crash. Rebecca Pellerin and Blake Chandler just eliminated himself out of the race. And David Lamar has problems under caution, and he's also gonna be eliminated from the race. In a large crash involving Blake Chandler and the championship leader, Rebecca Pellerin. Pellerin's gonna keep going, but that's a lot of damage, with Boyd Abbott leading the field to the green. But Lucy Barton, with the help of Tony Hart, already takes the first position. But Hart looking to go into business for himself. Is it gonna work? Coming to the inside of turn number 3, turn number 4. Looks like he will. He has a push from Mibiki Murata, and Murata's gonna try to do something on her own as well. And the engine on the 91 expires. The engine on the 91 expires. Everybody has to check up. We almost had another high-profile incident, and Boyd Abbott's done for the afternoon as well. Almost gets hit by the 14 of Adam Patterson. In the meantime, in the front of the field, Ibiki Murata going for the lead. Low on the 96 of Tony Hart. She takes the first position. Corbin Dempsey now figuring out on the top 5. Charlie Faulkner takes now 4th place from Lucy Barton. Barton taps the wall, and now Barton's under pressure. Here comes Ruby Carson, Connie Brooks, and Mac Henley appearing up there, and now Lucy Barton's the one being pressured by the rest of the field as we're coming down to the final 35 laps. Corbin Dempsey having a surprising run in the 2nd position. A solid run for the Shield team. They have figured out up front in this race with Lucia Harper and Ruby Carson, but Corbin Dempsey has been silent throughout most of the proceedings. Lucy Barton to the inside of Mac Henley on lap number 44. Diving on the inside of turn number 3, it works out. Jamal Schmidt figuring out in the top 10 despite him being involved in a crash. By this point, Brett Finley now finds himself in the 2nd position, battling with Corbin Dempsey. Look right behind him, Lucy Barton appearing in the front, and she's in a mission trying to recover. Lee Schmidt appearing right there in the 5th spot, and there goes Lucy Barton on the inside of Dempsey. Is gonna make it work, and now she's gonna set her sights on the number 15. By this point, with only 25 laps to go, Rebecca Pellerin, despite being involved in a crash, is still running in the 9th spot. A solid run. Could have been much worse. Could have been like Blake Chandler, who retired from the race. But with 25 laps to go, Lucy Barton now chasing down the 52 of Ibiki Murata, and there she goes on the inside of the 52, chasing her, getting those precious slipstreaming moments there. There she goes on the inside of the 14 of Adam Patterson. Now she's all over the rear of the 52. Gonna try to move on the exit of turn number 2. She puts it side by side. You go together with Lucy Martin as she's going to take the lead of the race here in Boston. And there she goes. New leader, Lucy Martin, back again, trying to get her third win of the season by lap 53. A little bit later, there goes Brett Finley for the second spot. A fantastic run for the Triumph team. These guys are some of the most fun guys in the garage to talk about. They are very, very headstrong and honestly sometimes even dumb, but when they make it work, they make it fantastic. Lee Schmidt in the 5th spot, chasing down Corbin Dempsey and Tony Hart, and he ran pretty anonymously. Another driver that has ran very anonymously, but it's been working. Peter Johnson, 6th place. Rebecca Pellerin, 7th. Jamal Schmidt, 8th. So the Ernest Lewis Luke Stark conundrum has worked out. Despite being involved in crashes like Schmidt and Pellerin, they've been working out, and it's been working as they go around the 200 of Kip Lemon. Now on the inside of the 43, now to the inside of the 15. Pellerin looking to make a 3 wide. Schmidt on the 3 wide. That could have ended much worse than it did, but Pellerin now chasing the 81, trying to open that little overtake gap on the exit of turn number 2. Ruby Carson is figuring out in this battle. Jamal Schmidt giving her a little push, and there goes Rebecca Pellerin for the 3rd position all over the 81 car by the time we get to 15 laps remaining. There goes Jamal Schmidt on the inside, and he's gonna make the pass for the 3rd position. Ruby Carson takes 5th, but in the meantime, Lucy Martin has gone up and away, lapping the number 12 of David Lemar. And problems! Tire down on the 55 with only 10 laps to go. He was running in the 3rd spot, and that is gonna put a damper in a fantastic run for the Indianapolis driver. This is just an unfortunate occurrence. But this is gonna put Connie Brooks in the 4th position as the laps wind down, with Vicky Murata running in a very solid 5th place. Rebecca Pellerin faded away a little bit. You see her in the rear of that lead pack. But in the meantime, at the point, there goes Lucy Martin on the inside of her sister, Tammy Martin, puts her lap down, is gonna round out turn number 4 and take the win here in Boston. This is Martin's 3rd win of the year, and she makes it a Nelson Racing 1-2 with her teammate Tony Hart. A very good result for the team after all. Vicky Murata takes a surprising 3rd place with Connie Brooks in 4th. Joy Torkson takes a very solid 5th place. Rebecca Pellerin, despite being involved in a crash, still brings home a 6th place. That does keep her in close quarters with Lucy Martin, while Lee Schmidt, Brett Finley, Ruby Carson, and Charlie Faulkner close out the top 10. The second race of the weekend is in Waterbury Park in Waterbury, Connecticut. The 100 lap, 100 mile race in this 1 mile perfect oval, with Lucy Martin taking the front row after her win in Boston. Boyd Abbott flanking her. As you see, the drivers that failed to qualify. The weather's a little bit colder than yesterday, but still a very breezy amount of winds. Should be a fun race. Let's go trackside. Leading the field to the green here in Waterbury is Lucy Martin. She has a very solid start. Another great start by Ronnie Samples, who already takes 2nd place from Boyd Abbott as they come out of turn number 2. He has a look against Martin, but it's not going to be enough right now. But as they come out around to lap number 4, Samples gonna try again, can't get it done, but Ruby Carson now joins the battle in the 3rd position. She's gonna have a look at Samples, but not close it out either. And Ronnie Samples finally gonna make the move work on lap number 6 as Thomas Tucker joins the battle for the lead. Ruby Carson takes the 2nd spot. Tucker is gonna take 3rd. As you see back there, Brett Finley now also joining this battle right there in the 5th spot, takes 4th place from Barton, and he's gonna climb all the way to 2nd, start threatening the number 70 Samples. Is it gonna be enough? Looks like it will. Thomas Tucker makes a 3 wide, a daring move, and Thomas Tucker is gonna forge ahead with the lead as Blake Chandler now jumps to the 5th spot. Ashley Richardson's now in 6th. And running in 8th place, having a fantastic run so far, is Kristen Young in the 33. And not having a fantastic run so far is Rebecca Pellerin in 23rd place in the 27. The championship leader not making up for her result in Boston. As Blake Chandler running now in 6th place, trying to recover a lot of the points he lost with that crash in Boston, having a good run. Tire going down as the laps wind through with on lap 42, Peter Johnson. Not gaining a lot so far. 15th place run comes down to a screeching halt. Brett Finley, as you go together with him, making a move for the lead against Thomas Tucker. It's not gonna be enough. Tucker has a lot of momentum on the outside, and he hangs on to the lead. And on lap number 46, Boyd Abbott's gonna have a look-see there. Takes 2nd place from Brett Finley, while Tucker continues to lead, and Tucker has opened a little bit of a gap by the time we have reached the halfway point, and that's going to be very good for him in the long run as they continue to run around, with Lucy Martin running now in the 3rd spot, Blake Chandler 4th. Chandler having a very good run, making up for it as we have debris, a plastic bag on turn number 2, and the officials decided to throw the caution. This caution is not so much consequential. We're gonna have the only pit stops of the race under said caution period, and we should be good to the finish. But coming down the pit road, Alexander Nolan just ran over championship leader Rebecca Pellerin. The officials did not like that. The camera certainly did not like that. And Alexander Nolan was promptly parked. For that, it's just dangerous. It's just stupid. Thomas Tucker led the field to the green on lap number 67, but Brett Finley had a way better restart, takes the lead. And Ashley Richardson's going to take 3rd position, Ruby Carson 4th, Blake Chandler 5th, Ronnie Sample 6th, Lucy Martin 7th. And battling for 8th will be Ibiki Murata and Kristen Young, as Boyd Abbott's trying to gain positions, and he's going to try to be a little bit more forceful. Makes it a 4 wide. There are 4 lanes, but it's pretty dangerous. As you see, Ruby Carson and Blake Chandler touch, and that could have ended in disaster. And it didn't, but Boyd Abbott's actually going to fall under threat from Lucia Harper and not make a net gain out of it. As Thomas Tucker, Brett Finley, Ashley Richardson, and Lucy Martin run away with the top 4 positions by the time we enter lap number 70, just a couple of laps after the restart. Tucker's gonna have a look for the lead on the inside. Finley trying to hang on, but the momentum's just too strong. And Thomas Tucker finds himself on the lead position once again with help from the 58 of Richardson and the 98 of Martin. They do join him in this draft line, and they take the lead. And in 5th spot, a tough break for Tammy Martin, who falls to a pit stop as the tire goes down in the 97. She is done as a battler, but someone who isn't done is the 18 of Mac Henley, who's climbing ever so consistently. He goes to the inside of the number 15 of Brett Finley to take the 3rd position, and he's gonna now set his sights on the number 0 Joey Torkson for the 2nd spot. Thomas Tucker's in the lead there, and there goes Mac Henley, making it look easy. The 2014 champion takes 2nd place and is now homing in the number 9, stalking Thomas Tucker. As you're gonna see on the onboard camera, he is all over the 9. Look at that, having a look in turn number 3, not enough. Tucker hangs on, coming out of turn number 4. Henley's not gonna try anything desperate. He's gonna pick and choose his moment as they come down to turn number 1. He backs it off a little bit. He's trying to force Tucker out of the line. Is it going to be enough? Exiting turn number 2. He has a nose there. Tucker's not going to be able to block him. And turn number 3, Mac Henley, the new leader with under 15 laps to go. You're going to check the replay. Look at that. He just pick and chose the moment. Thorson backed them up, and there goes McHenley for the lead, and Joey Thorson for second. Fourth place, Jamal Schmidt blows up with under 15 laps to go. A disaster befalls the 55 team. Not a good day for the Ernest Lewis Racing and Look Star joint efforts, as those teams pretty much operate from the same shop, and they're having a disastrous weekend as Kirk Jones comes down on the number 0 of Joey Thorson to take second place with only 4 laps to go. Jones, the 2004 champion, having a fantastic showing so far. Overton Motorsports has been kinda slow to get to the rhythm, but this weekend has been a fantastic one for them, as McHenley continues to lead as they're gonna round out turn number 4 to open the final lap. White flag is in the air for McHenley. He comes down turn number 1. Is it enough? Looks like it's gonna be, as they come out of turn number 2. Thorson having a look under the 32. And that helps Henley as he has the nose ahead, and rounding out the final corner, McHenley is gonna win his first one in 2017. Taking an extremely important win for his championship efforts, McHenley, the 2014 Series champion, with Kirk Jones, the 2004 Series champion, finishing right behind him. Joey Thorson in third place. Blake Chandler finally gets one good race in fourth place. Thomas Tucker in fifth. Robert Burton, Lexi Percy, Boyd Abbott, Connie Brooks, and Lucia Harper, a big surprise, closing out the top 10. The final race of the weekend here at the Ocean State Speedway will also be the shortest. Only 58 laps, 38 miles. The front row was taken by Boyd Abbott, who started second last time around, and Caitlin Richler appears up front with a great qualifying effort. The weather is a little bit warmer than in the last few days and this morning, and we have very weak winds. We barely feel them at all. Overall, should be an interesting race. Boyd Abbott and Caitlin Richler lead the field to the green here in the Ocean State Speedway. The first time this track holds a North American Auto Club race, and coming to turn number 1, Caitlin Richler having the edge ahead on the outside with the help of Luke Pellerin. Riley McKee, Caitlin Richler's teammate, on the inside. Is it gonna be enough for Richler to make the move? Doesn't look like it will. It will! Coming to turn number 3, she outbreaks the 91. The 88 does likewise. And rounding out the final corner, Caitlin Richler and Luke Pellerin lead away. But in the back of the field on lap number 2, Ruby Carson, Ollie Sendionola make contact, Emily Potvin involved, and the 71, Dan Wright, also involved. The 71 is the first car to retire from this race, only 2 laps in out of 50. This is pretty much a dash, and on the restart, Luke Pellerin has a fantastic restart over Richler. McKee does lag behind. I think he's trying to back up Richler there. And Lexi Percy, her teammate as well. But on the restart, Lee Schmidt contact with the 58 and the 89 and the 32. And that's the second caution, lap number 7. Another one right after the restart. Leading again is gonna be the 88, but now the 2 has the better restart. The 91's right there. The 22 lost a little ground. They force a 3 wide. Is it enough? Doesn't look like it's gonna be. But Pellerin hanging on as Boyd Abbott's gonna take the second position from Richler. He dives inside and he's gonna make it work. A fantastic smooth move as there's contact between Kirk Jones and Kip Lemon. Coming to turn number 3, contact with Ruby Carson, and that's the third caution of the race. Restart happens with Luke Pellerin and Boyd Abbott sharing the front row. Lexi Percy, Caitlin Richler, and Riley McKee locking out 3rd through 5th. And there goes Richler on the inside of Abbott for the second spot. Richler having a fantastic showing so far. Her season has been disastrous other than the win at Lakeland. Emily Povin, their teammate's gonna get turned by the 58. And she hits Blake Chandler and spins around. And that's another incident. This time with the number 20, and that's not the one that brings the caution, because ahead there's a contact between Ryan Faulkner and Kristen Young, and Kristen Young's gonna stall that car, and that's gonna be the caution with a tire going down on the 02 of Lexi Percy. Her race is gonna come to an unfortunate halt as Luke Pellerin is gonna lead the field to the green with Ronnie Samples, who worked his way to second place, and Ronnie Samples has a fantastic restart with Jamal Schmidt right on his outside, stalking the number 7. He's gonna try a 3 wide. Is it gonna be enough? We got a 3 wide out of turn number 2. There's contact between Lucia Harper and Caitlin Richler. Richler is gonna bounce back on traffic, and there's still a 3 wide for the lead. The caution is out, racing back to the line. Who's gonna take the lead? Is it gonna be Jamal Schmidt or Ronnie Samples? Too close to call. It is too close to call as we're going to take a look again. Lucia Harper got into the back of Caitlin Richler. Richler tried to control that car in a general strike, taking out the 69, the 96, and the 23. Another caution. I think this is the 5th caution of the race, and Jamal Schmidt beat Ronnie Samples to the line by only a couple of thousandths of a second, 4 thousandths of a second at the line. But on the restart, Samples has a better start. Lucia Harper, despite dumping the number 2, restarts in the 4th spot, has a better restart. As you see there, Tammy Barton having a great run right there in 5th. Thomas Tucker there's contact. Caitlin Richler got spun again. Contact between Connie Brooks, Kirk Jones, and Caitlin Richler. There was not enough space. Richler saves that car and is gonna drop to the rear of the field, and her fantastic run comes to a screeching halt. Tire goes down to Lucia Harper, and I think the HQS crew is gonna call that karma because Harper is gonna be out of it. Jamal Schmidt's gonna pass the number 7 of Robert Burton. He opens a little gap there. You see Tammy Barton now back there taking the 3rd spot. Look at her going for a second. Tire down again. Tire down again for Tammy Barton from 3rd place, and she falls to 3rd place, and that's gonna end her shot at a victory and only her 3rd start in the North American Auto Club. But this places Luke Pellerin in the 3rd position. A great run for the 88, the 9 and 99, shutting out the top 5 and rounding out the final lap. The 55 just has to negotiate the lap cars of Lucia Harper and Tammy Barton, but rounding out the final corner, there will not even be a need for that. Jamal Schmidt's gonna survive, thrive, and win in Rhode Island. If by interesting race we were meaning a absolute wreckfest, well, we got one. Jamal Schmidt survives, takes the win with Ronnie Samples, Luke Pellerin. And then you have the 2 Ashcroft cars in 4th and 5th. Lucy Barton takes 6th place. This is definitely a good result for her championship efforts. Corbin Dempsey in 7th. Brett Finlay, Andrew Atwood, and Charlie Faulkner close out the top 10. With the 3 bad results Rebecca Pellerin had, she loses a 50-plus point lead to Lucy Barton. Lucy Barton now is the championship lead by a single point. Thomas Tucker now 44 points behind, with Ibiki Murata a full win behind. She would only tie Lucy Barton if she won, got the most laps led a lap in the pole position, and even then Lucy Barton would beat her on the tiebreaker. That's how far 4th place is in the championship. Connie Brooks over a full win behind, 62 points, tied with Luke Pellerin. Ruby Carson in 7th, Kirk Jones in 8th. Blake Chandler was unable to make any headway. He drops down to 9th, and Joy Turkson closes out the top 10. In the Rookie of the Year battle, with their series of good results, Ibiki Murata now jumps to the lead with 51.44 points on the index, with Ryan Faulkner 44.04, almost 10 points behind, which is a very big headway to make, with Blake Chandler with 42.95, Boyd Abbott in 4th, starting to get back into the 20s, but it's gonna take a while, and I think this Rookie of the Year battle is essentially gonna be a 3-horse race at this point. The next round of the North American Auto Club GripAll Challenge Series season will be up north. We're going to Jukasa Motor Speedway in Hagerstown, Ontario for the Canada Auto Ontario 200.